All right, so I want you to take a minute and I want you to think about something really hard that you've done at some point in your life. How hard was it? Was it worth it? Did you get through it? What was the outcome that you saw after you did that hard thing? And now I want you to think about something that God has asked you to do. Something hard that He has asked, like something that you felt you need to be obedient to, something you had to give up, something you had to start doing, a call on your life, a mission, a something. What was the hardest part of that moment? Was it doing the actual thing? Or was it wrestling with and coming to grips with the obedience that it was going to take to do the thing that God was asking you to do? So I want to take a minute and think about Abraham and Abraham's call. In Genesis chapter 12, in those first couple of verses, the first 4 verses, in fact, is the call of Abraham to go. And God says, go. Leave everything. Leave your house, your father, your land, your relatives, everything that you know, everything that is familiar, and everything that is comfortable. Leave it and just go. In fact, it doesn't even actually show them like where. Not like, hey, go, and then I'm going to show you where you're going to go. It's kind of like Hawaii. It's super nice, and you're going to love it, and it's great, and you should totally go. And you're just going to have the best time. No. God tells Abraham to just go. Doesn't even tell him where. In fact, we're not even entirely sure that God gives him like a general direction of which way to actually go. But leave all of that as familiar. Leave everything that you know for the exact opposite. For everything that is unfamiliar, for everything that is unknown, and for everything that is completely just difficult in every way. Can you just imagine like a voice coming from on high and saying, okay, I need you to leave everything and just go? Would you do it? How hard would it be? Now, if you knew the outcome of what that was going to be, how would that work out for you? You probably would go. If the outcome is favorable, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm going to go. Absolutely, let's go. Giddy up. But if you didn't know the outcome, the difficulty wouldn't necessarily be in the outcome, it would be in the act of obedience. And that's exactly what God calls Abraham to do. But here's the thing, and here's what I believe about that moment, is that God has to call us to those things. He has to call us into the difficult, because it's in the very next verse that we understand why. Because God tells Abraham, after you do that, after you go, after you leave, after you do everything that I'm asking you to do, then I'll make you into a great nation. Then I'm going to bless you. And then I'm going to do some great things. And you see that pattern over and over and over with so many people in Scripture. We see it with Jacob. We see it with David. We see it with Elijah. We see it with the judges. We see it with Gideon, right? Gideon's told to dwindle his people down to just a few hundred before God's going to do something great. Why? Because he wants the credit for it. He wants us to look back at him and go, God did that. I didn't do that. He did that. But we have to get through the difficult moments. And in those difficult moments, we have to actually believe that the outcome is going to be favorable and the outcome is going to be a blessing. But first, we have to go through that difficult thing. So I have one question for you today. What's the difficult thing that God is asking you to do? What's that thing, that act of obedience that He wants you to engage in so that He can bless you, so that you give Him all the glory and all the credit? If you like what you're seeing from our channel, give this video a like, give the channel a subscribe, share it with friends and family. We'd love to see the support.